Team Sky. It's Team Sky. Okay, so if you've ever watched Pokemon, you probably know who MNJTV is. He is a Pokemon YouTuber who makes content about anything Pokemon related. Nuzlocke, not very much in competitive, anything Pokemon related, basically. Anyway, he's created something known as Team Sky, the third evil team in Helen, that wants to use Rayquaza to expand the skies. I don't really get why. I guess you want to build a higher skyscraper. I guess. Anyway, if he's going to continuously take over regions to keep going with his evil plans, he's going to need people to take care of the regions, or at least keep them in check. He's going to need admins to keep everything going for him. That way he can do stuff. And today, I'm going to present my Team Sky GALAR admin team and extra fun stuff that I've decided to think through. First up is Talonflame. He's our lead Pokemon with Tailwind and early damage. His ability is Gale Wings, which gives him priority on all flying type moves if he's at full HP. He has his EV spreads. Yes, these guys are EV spreaded. This means that they're very good. Anyway, his EV spread is 252 speed, so max speed, 252 attack, which is max attack, and 4 HP to give him a little bit more wiggle room, I guess. He has a jolly nature to maximize his speed, which is very good, and minus special attack because he isn't using it. He has max IVs, yes, they're IV'd. His moves are Tailwind, Flare Blitz, Acrobatics, and U-Turn. Tailwind to pair with Gale Wings, Flare Blitz, and U-Turn to get him out of sticky situations that could be bad for him. His items, the Focus Sash. Since he has garbage defenses, the Focus Sash helps him keep around and activates Acrobatics thing, where if the user doesn't have a held item, Acrobatics does a lot of damage. And then Flare Blitz to just have a good stab move and can take him out right away to get a different Pokemon in. He's just really good. There's a lot of thinking I did with these guys. So yeah, Flare Blitz takes him down after his Focus Sash proc, U-Turn to get him out of situations, and Acrobatics, which is just really good. Since he's going to be doing Tailwind on the first turn, he's probably going to go down to his Focus Sash anyway, so really good. My reasoning for this is Talonflame has never been used in a Team Sky video, ever. Mikey has only done Kanto, Johto, Home Base Hoenn, Sinnoh, Hisui, and nothing else. He hasn't touched foot in a single other region. Because of that, Talonflame hasn't been used, so it's a cool Pokemon, and its competitive resume is very good. If you've seen what it did in Gen 6, you know. It's a great addition for the team. It has so much it can do and a lot of stuff. It's just a good early support damage Pokemon. Next up is Corviknight. He's our bulky Trick Room Destroyer. He has an ability Mirror Armor to protect him from stat drops, so moves like Intimidate, Charm, anything. And this reflects back onto the opponent, which makes the opponent weaker. His EV spread is 252 physical defense and attack, as well as 4 HP EVs, so he's really physically bulky and can take those hits really well. He's an adamant nature, which gives him more use in his physical side, and has 0 speed IVs, which I'll get to in a second. His moves are Body Press, Iron Head, Bulk Up, and Power Trip. Body Press and Iron Head are beneficiaries of Bulk Up because they both boost the attack and the defense, which is really good. So that way he's able to fire off super good Iron Heads and Body Presses. But the other reason is for Power Trip. Power Trip has a cool thing where every time the user gets a stat buff, Power Trip gains 20 base power. You've seen this with stored power on probably Slowbro and Paradons. Anyway, Bulk Up boosts his defense, which is plus 20, plus an attack, which is another plus 20, getting Power Trip to 60 base damage, which is solid. Then Power Trip goes off your physical attack stat. And since Bulk Up gives us an attack boost as well, that means we basically have a 90 base power move in Power Trip, which is really good. And since Power Trip is Dark type, it destroys many of the Trick Room setters, which are typically Psychic type Pokemon, all weak to Power Trip. And if Trick Room isn't on the opposing team, then Red Card solves the issue a little bit as well. Since he's super slow, the opposing Pokemon is gonna have to be forced to switch in on the Red Card. This gives it so that Corviknight can either get off a free bulk up when the opponent switches in, or get off a super powerful Iron Head and Body Press, which do a lot. My reasoning is, Corviknight was on everyone's Galar team. Everyone likes him. He's just so good. And of course, who doesn't want to use a 7-foot tall metal board? It's super bulky, break possible trick room teams like I said, and I already have a Dynamax Pokemon picked out. But if I didn't want to use the Dynamax Pokemon, I could use Corviknight as my Gmax. I know it's a little sad I'm not using Gmax Corviknight, but it's Corviknight. Come on. It's a good Pokemon. Next up is Noivern, and his one job is kill. Kill, kill, kill. His ability is Infiltrator to break down possible screen setters, so Aurora Veil or Light Screen and Reflect, to break through those and fire out very powerful moves. He has 252 speed, 252 special attack, and 4 special defense to lift possible special hits. His nature is modest. This Pokemon is bustedly fast. I'm pretty sure it's like 123 base speed, so it's able to put up really good competition with Meowscarada. So I give it modest to help it out with the damage output, which its base special attack is only 97 for such a fast Pokemon, which is kind of sad. So I gave it that so that way it could at least have better damage output. And of course I'm running Boom Burst. Boom Burst is such a good move in single battles. And then I gave it 2 good stab moves, Dragon Pulse and Air Slash, and then I gave it Taunt. For me, it feels like Noivern's just an easy Pokemon to set up on or get some extra stuff on. So I gave it Taunt to prevent that. So it could taunt the opposing Pokemon, so that way it doesn't need to. That way it can't be set up on, and it can just take them out pretty easily. Its item is the Heavy Duty Boots. We also need to keep Noivern at the maximum HP it can. So the Heavy Duty Boots protects us from possible Stealth Rocks, which are a big threat for our entire team. Almost everyone is weak to it. So giving on the Heavy Duty Boots makes this Pokemon immune to Stealth Rocks, which is very, very good. My reasoning, and I quote, "In the dark, even Hydreigon are terrified of this Pokemon." This is its entry from Pokemon Violet. If a pseudo is scared, you better be. Hydreigon is, we all know Hydreigon, scary, and it's scared of a bat, you know? Noivern will break your eardrums with Boom Burst. As a fast special attacker, Noivern will deal tons of damage. I wanted something scary. Noivern does it really well. Look at him, he's spooky scary. There's no way I just cannot use him. He's super good. It's Noivern. I gotta use him. While we're on the topic, let's talk about my next team member. Now from here on out, we're gonna have 2 team members, this one and another one, the next one actually, that are a little bit misfits. I'll cover why here in a second. So, of course, Hydreigon has the Levitate ability, its only ability. It has 252, it's going to be max speed, max special attack, and have some HP investment. It has 90 base speed, and I want to get around that with Timid. This Pokemon has more than enough special attack. That should be physical attack, I'm sorry. That would be Jolly. This needs to be physical attack, sorry about that. But it needs to have as much speed as it possibly can, so Timid really fixes that issue for us. It's all maxed IV, and then it has Draco Meteor, Dark Pulse, Flash Cannon, and Nasty Plot. Nasty Plot the boost, Draco Meteor and Dark Pulse are stabs, and Flash Cannon the handle fairy types. I did some research on Bulbapedia, and for some reason, I don't know if Hydreigon can learn Draco Meteor in Sword and Shield. I think it's weird. I'd toss it on. If I'm wrong, please correct me. And then its item is the Wise Glasses, which are just really good. I can't afford to have this thing being spec'd. So Wise Glasses fixes that while still giving me my ability to have a plus speed nature, which is always good. My reasoning is Hydreigon is a demon. Look at it. Anyway, I think it counts because it has Levitate, so it's immune to ground type attacks like all flying types should. Plus, its Paradox form, yeah, kind of speaks for itself. Hydreigon is a fun Pokemon to use, and I want to get real close to the limits of the Pokemon that Team Sky can use. I want to push the boundaries on this. There are some Pokemon that I feel like could fit the bill for Team Sky Pokemon, but just aren't being used. I want to use Pokemon that kind of push the limits a little bit. Either they look like birds or have an ability that makes them immune to ground, therefore they count. So I want to start pushing those boundaries. So Hydreigon and our next Pokemon fit this as well. Porygon Z. These are fast special attacker with coverage. His ability is adaptability, basically giving him a free built-in ×2 stab normal type moves, which is very good. His EV spread is 252 speed, 252 special attack, and 4 special defense. As you can see, our team is very bad against Trick Room, which is why I put Corvic Knight in. He has a modest nature. I'm not too worried about his speed. His speed isn't good, but I feel like just having absurd amounts of damage with modest is more fun. And plus, making everything plus speed is so boring. Let's try and mix it up a little bit. IVs are max, and then his moves. Tri Attack for a good basic stab move that can also burn, paralyze, or freeze. Hyper Beam because it's Hyper Beam. Psychic to cover its fighting weakness, but I doubt any fighting types are coming to Team Sky. And T-Bolt because I need something that can hit steel types, which is its best move for them. And obviously, to make it a flying type, I give it the Air Balloon. It's funny. I would have given it Assault Vest, but to stick with Team Sky, I needed to give it the Air Balloon in order to make it technically count. As my channel mascot, I'm not trying to self-promo, but if you would, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps me. I need to use it. I practically do. It looks like a duck, too. Don't lie. It looks like a duck. I give it the Air Balloon to make it immune to ground attacks, technically making it a part of Team Sky. And with its bonkers special attack stat, PZ will make its mark in Team Sky officially. It's such a good Pokemon that I feel like it needs to be used. Plus, it's my channel mascot. I need to use it. So, yeah. Zapdos. This is our final Pokemon, our 6th Pokemon on the team. It's our Dynamax threat, and it's super strong. Its only ability is Defiant, which is really good in the competitive scene. Especially in the Dynamax format with all these stat-dropping moves. So, and that gives it a +2 attack, which is very good. It's 252 speed, 252 attack, and 4 special defense to live possible special hits as well. Its nature is adamant, just like PZ. I want to have bonkers attack, which is always fun. And max IVs, with Thunderous Kick, Drill Peck, Steel Wing, and Bulk Up. I gave it Bulk Up to be Bulk Up and boost its defense, while also making sure its attacks are good for all 3 of its moves. And it has the weakness policy item. This Pokemon, I'm pretty sure, has like 6 weaknesses. And since you typically want to take down legendaries with moves that are super effective against them, the weakness policy makes this Pokemon super hard to get around. And especially when it's Dynamaxed, it's very powerful. With Dynamax level 10, it has massive defenses and can take hits beautifully. It's very, very strong. And here's my reasoning. As all good admins should, let's abuse the power of legendary Pokemon. As my Dynamax Pokemon, Zapdos, you will break your spine quicker than my dad can belt you. Quicker than your dad could possibly belt you. The 3 moves it uses for attacking are specific choices. Thunderous Kick becomes Max Knuckle, Drill Peck becomes Airstream, and Steel Wing to boost my defenses with Max Steel Spike. The kick to Max Knuckle for attack boost, and Drill Peck and Max Airstream is very good. Defiant is a great ability in the D-Max format, and by the way, one of my friends said G Zapdos is not flying type. He's wrong. If you're watching this video, you know who you are. He's wrong. Plus, Zapdos' fighting flying stabs are unresisted, which makes this Pokemon even more of a threat. So, yeah, that wraps up the team, but I still have some stuff I want to share with you guys. Other possible members. Some people might get pissed that I'm not using a full team of flying types, so I gave them a list of 5 other Pokemon that I could probably use. Surfish, because it looks like a bird and also would be a pretty fun Pokemon to use. Cramorant is the only other new Galar flying type besides the other 2 legendary birds, which is actually really weird if you think about it. Togekiss, because I want a fun fairy type, and then either Dragonite or Salamence to replace Hydreigon, which also work because they're flying type and are pretty good as well. I could definitely be using Multiscale Dragonite or Moxie on Salamence, which is very good. I definitely think about them, but hey, and I want to use those 4, but I'm still definitely hard thinking about these 5. Well, not really you, but whatever. Now, let's talk about the base. Obviously, as every evil team should, they need to have a base. So I call the Galar base the Gigantic Storm base. 1, Wind, Storm, and 2, Dynamax, Gigantamax, Gigantic, pretty obvious. Plus it fits with the area. I think the Galar's Team Skybase should be located at the Dynamax tree in the Crown Tundra. The tree will obviously be reserved as we want to keep the air clean. As an area with Dynamax availability, I'll be able to have huge Pokemon and big monsters. The base would surround the tree, and the Dynamax Greedent that is still living there can still live there. I made a deal with it. My office would be a massive indoor space so I can Dynamax my Pokemon, plus Zapdos lives there as well. At the tree. I would have a perch so my lead Talonflame could swoop in and start the battle, anime style, which I think is pretty fun. The base needs to be somewhere good, okay? It needs to be somewhere good, remote, and very good. Plus, I'm pretty sure it's next to the ocean as well, which makes for a great port. So that's good. One more thing. I have this really fun idea. I want to gather a group of people to make Team Sky's admins a real thing. 10 people, including me and Mikey, with bases set up all around the Pokemon world in all 9 regions. I imagine it as a game. The player would travel to each region and bust into every Team Sky base trying to take the admins down. If the region has a flying type legendary, the admin gets to use 1. Throughout the travel, the player learns about the creation of Team Sky and Team Sky's goals. Once the player beats every admin, they'll get a chance to challenge our glorious leader, Michael of Team Sky. Like I said, each region would have a base. Hoenn's base is actually HQ, so to make sure there are 10 boss battles, Hoenn would have 2 bases, the HQ and a possible outpost base. If the region has a gimmick like Z-moves or Megas, the admin gets to use it. Also, and for some context, and to list them, Kalos gets Megas, Alola has Z-moves, Galar has D-Max, and Paldea has Terrasolizing. The Pokemon can be of any of the user's choice, and it has to Terra into Flying type. Also, Hoenn and Kanto can also use Megas, but Alola can't. Those are the only other 3 regions that have Megas allowed in them, so I want to give Hoenn and Kanto some other fun ability, because Kanto's kind of basic, and Hoenn is too, so giving them Megas makes them very powerful, especially with Michael. And for some background on me as well, whenever I do this stuff, I always go overboard with it, but I still think it would be really fun. So let's talk about me real quick and why I decided to do this before we kick it out. My first Pokemon game that I ever played was Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but that was a rental game. I don't know why I rented it. The first game that I fully beat and bought myself was Pokemon Sword. That's my home game. I can't leave it behind, which is why I want to be the Galar admin. So building a Team Sky base for a glorious leader boy would be really fun. So that's really the only reason. So it gives me just a good reason why to go back to Galar and do something fun there. Plus I could probably beat the game as flying types. It's been done before. But let's keep going. So I was gonna put every flying type in Slish, but I ran out of time because I need to get this up soon before the next meme review on Mikey's channel. So I should probably mention this. Mikey has a subreddit, r/MJTV. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Go check it out. There's a bunch of fun stuff over there. Please do. Thank you. There's a lot. There is a lot within every single part. The base game, and the 2 things. I'm limiting myself to only the main dex Pokemon. So Pokemon that can be obtained in the main dex, not things that can be transferred. So that's why. And, okay. Thanks for watching. I know I put thanks for reading. I was originally going to make this, link it in Mikey's subreddit and whatnot. So, yeah. But anyway, thanks for watching. This was presented by me. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.